fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 to the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Good evening everyone and welcome to week 10 of the iRacing Grand Prix series. This week we are at Sebring International Raceway for the strength of field race on the Sunday night. My name is Lee Thompson as normal, and with me this week again I have Dean Prescott. Good evening, Dean.
Good evening, Lee. How's things?
Good, I've had a little bit of a rough week here at Sebring, I think it's safe to say, but perhaps, as I was saying to you before we started, that's a fairly typical week for me, so I'm doing okay. The session is up. We're just getting ourselves in now, so we'll be having a look and a run through the grid to see who we've got running at Sebring for this evening.
Yeah, just looking at the session, it's split again. We have 19 in the top and 18 in the second.
Yes, this is quite happily our biggest split then of the week so far. I mean, attendance, as expected, has been pretty low really. This is our third split race that we've had this week, and the other two have been quite small fields, like 12, 13, 14 cars maybe.
So I'm just joining here, waiting for these guys to see what kind of pace they're on. I've never driven the car around here, but obviously yourself has, Lee. I've driven this in a few other cars though, so I've got some kind of knowledge of the track.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously perhaps not the most suited track for this car. You know, it's obviously most famous, of course, for its bumps, its concrete sections of surface down the pit straight, especially. But I have to say, despite my slight hardships this week, I've really enjoyed driving here. It's a great little circuit, and really, even for the F1 car, I think it's good fun. Right, so now that we're up and running then, let's have a quick look at our grid. It looks like we've got a good field of cars, guys, to have a nice, fun race for this evening, hopefully. So, the grid. Pole position, we've got Rucker Barone. He's held the overall pole for the week with a 1 minute 31.581. In second position, then we've got Ollie Picala. He's had two wins so far this week from 2 previous split races. In third position, we've got Isaac Price. In fourth, we have Antoine Higlin, with Alex Simpson just behind in fifth. Ricardo Castroledo in sixth. Troy Schultz in seventh. Fabio Di Carmo eighth. Jan Zalowski ninth. And Michael Goman in 10th. And then just behind, we have Sam Kumo 11th. Jorge Montanez in 12th. Mark Ursel 13th. Paolo Accurso in 14th. Louis Baboni in 15th. Ciprian Brascoru in 16th. Justin Lindsay 17th. And then we have a random World Championship driver of Martin Patella, not put in a qualifying time, in 18th. and Paul Nelson, who also hasn't put in a qualifying time, in 19th. So we can expect to see Marty Patella trying to charge through the field at the start. And otherwise, what we've got, the top 8 positions, those are all top drivers that we've got here. You know, really all the guys fighting for these pro positions at the end of the season. So this is going to be interesting to see how the first few laps especially go through.
Yeah, just looking at those qualifying times, you've got Isaac Price there in 3rd with a 1:33.8, and then jump down to Troy Schultz in 7th with a 1:33.9. So those guys are all split by 1/10 of a second. And in fact, you've got Troy Schultz and Ricciardo on the exact same time.
It makes it all that more impressive as well that Rocco Barone is getting on for a 10th and a half in ahead of second position as well, as you say, considering how close everybody else is behind. Right, so into the last few seconds now warm up. We're going to be waiting for everybody to be grilling up pretty soon. It's a pretty tough start to the lap here for this first lap. We've had lots of incidents into turn 1 so far. It's quite a wide entry going in, and then it tightens really as you go towards the exit. Quite a quick turn 1, quite a short run to there as well. It's not that much of a long run up before everyone then starts braking right the way down for turn 3. So hopefully, turn 1, turn 3, we can get ourselves through. We shall see.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange layout with it being turn 3, as possibly the second kind of corner. But it's an American track, very old. It's on it used to be an old airport as well, so that explains all the bumps. So just got the guys gridding now. Just waiting for a few more people to join. Rocco's ready for this one.
Yeah, so it looks like we've pretty much got everyone ready to go now, all lined up. Rocco Barone on pole, Ollie Picala in second. Let's see how they manage to get through into turn 1.
Well, so we're just waiting for one more right at the back, who's just joined. So the revs are building.
They are indeed. So this is going to be round 10, the iRacing Grand Prix Series. Let's hope for a nice clean start, guys. Come on, keep it tidy. And we're away. So a little bit of movement from P3 and Troy Schultz, I think, getting a little bit wide coming out of the start line. They're 3 abreast heading into turn 1.
Contact already.
And so the first couple of cars managed to get through, but otherwise, there's more of a carnage behind us. Everyone's getting tangled up from those initial incidents.
Looks like it was Antoine Higlin, Troy Schultz.
Yeah, Rocco Barone really lost out there at the start. Isaac Price managed to jump. Yeah, Ollie Picala and Rocco Barone into turn 1 there. So Isaac Price is in the lead. Ollie Picala close behind with Rocco Barone, going to be keen to make up those positions quickly and get back into that lead spot where he looked so dominant from his qualifying time. The top 3 are already breaking away here.
Yeah, the biggest charger from that start is actually Fabio Di Carmo. He started in 8th position, he's up into 4th.
Yeah, wow, and we'll be pleased to see Alex Simpson manage to get through that carnage as well. So that's Alex Simpson, that's going to be in 5th position, Jan Zalowski in 6th, Sam Kuma as well, great, in 7th position, Marco Goman 8th, Paolo Curso 9th, and then Marty Patella, wow, he's gone from the very back of the grid to a 10th position.
Yeah, and he's putting a lot of pressure on his Marty, coming into this tight technical section on Paolo.
And I think Rocco Barone getting a little bit wide coming through the final corner there onto the back straight. Easy just to run out of space coming through turn 16 there as they head now into the final corners. Very, very different lines from the top 3 cars there as they go through that final corner. You get, there is a bit of variety, a bit of choice there, wide in or tight in depending on the exit that you're looking to get.
Looks like Paolo takes the wider line with Marty behind him, but Marty's got a good run down here, down the start finish. Tucked up under his gearbox. Looks for the cutback, he's side by side going into 2 and 3.
That's going to be a brave move to stick it up inside there, and he's got space given to him, so Paolo Curso very fair, knowing that Marty Patella had the pace on him and he didn't turn in, easily could have.
Yeah, so Marty's made up a position there, up into 9th already. Just looking further out, they've got the front 3 guys that are just streaking away. Seem to see this a lot recently.
Yeah, I mean, Ollie Picala and Rocco Brone in particular, of course, we've seen really dominant all season with their pace. Rocco Brone's still got 2 weeks in hand, and yet he's still in top 10 positions for the standings for the season.
Oh, very sideways coming out of that corner there.
Yeah, trying to get a run on Ollie Picala, so he got a good exit nonetheless. Didn't really lose any time, but easily could have ended up in the wall there. Managing to follow so closely coming through the second half of the lap there. So really, much better exit there from Rocco Brone. Ollie Picala, a little bit of contact as well. So Rocco Brone, is he going to keep the momentum down there? So it looks like Ollie Picala is going to hang in there. He's going to have the inside line. But again, luckily for Rocco Brone, they've got this choice of lines. So actually, he may be able to make that outside line work as he cuts back now to the inside. He should get a much better drive. Look, it was already side by side. And let's see how this is going to work out. Again, Ollie Picala's, of course, got the inside now for turn 1. And it looks like Rocco Brone's just had to relinquish that position for the moment. That was a nice little bit of activity there. And of course that means that Isaac Price has had the opportunity just to break away a little bit as these two are squabbling away. Ollie Picala a little bit sideways coming through turn 3 there as well. So again, Rocco Brone very close. And that means Fabio De Carmo and Alex Simpson behind, of course, they're getting closer and closer as well.
So these guys were 1 and 2 on the grid, weren't they? So they are position 2 and 3 at the minute with Ollie Picala in second. But just looking at top speeds coming down the back straight, I'm not sure if Darren can give us a comparison when they get there. But it doesn't look like the slipstream is in much effect. Oh, Ollie's gone.
Oh, he done
Possibly
very well to
the,
keep it out the wall though. So very lucky there to drag it all back together. So that pressure that Rocco was putting him under has already paid off for him. Now he can go chasing after Isaac Price.
He's already on his way up to Isaac. But yeah, it'll still be good to see what kind of speeds they're hitting in the slipstream down here. You know, he's topping out at 189 miles per hour for me. I know you guys use kilometers, but
yeah, so Ollie Picala didn't manage to lose too many positions. It could have been a lot worse for him. So we got Isaac Price first, Rocco Brone second, Fabio De Carmo third, Ollie Picala then is in 4th position. So he didn't lose that much time. He managed to hang in there, just slotting between Fabio De Carmo and Alex Simpson in 5th.
and everyone else seems to have spread out a little bit.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see now over the next couple of laps how much more pace Rocco has got. So is he going to be able to bridge that gap to Isaac Price? You know, what I've seen so far this weekend, as we just see Rocco get a little bit sideways coming out the hairpin, is it's consistency. It's easy to make mistakes on this circuit. Just get caught out in a bump, get caught out in a curb, and just throw those tenths away very happily.
Yeah, the little battle here at the back between Marty Patella again and Michael Gilman. This is for 8th position. Marty was having a little look up coming out of Big Bend, the inside.
Yeah, just hope he's going to be patient. You know, he's done a decent job so far working his way from the back of the grid. Let's not see anything silly, and we know he should have the pace, but let's not see any lunges.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult track to get a good setup working on this car, actually, I'd imagine. I'm guessing you'd want some downforce, but for these long straights you'd need hardly any.
Yeah, I think we've seen quite a bit of variety in rear wing this week. I've been running with 0 rear wing wicker, so that really suggests, as I said, that we're not worrying so much about that higher downforce. But with the bumps, of course, it all plays a part, all makes it that challenge to get the cars. It's one big compromise, of course, for the various different sections of the circuit.
So this battle looks like it's coming up onto Sam Kumo as well. Sam looks to be struggling a little bit around this track so far.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be wanting to, just keep it steady and make sure he's not making those silly errors. He's in a strong position at the minute. It would be a good points haul for him if he can stay somewhere where he is. So it's just not letting the traffic behind get the better of him and push harder than he needs to.
See, Marty's struggling really in the dirty air. Not Marty, sorry. It's Michael, just in the middle of these two guys.
Yeah, and Marty's got a good run in him now coming out of that last corner, turn 16, I think it is. And so if he can hang with him now through these fast corners, and Michael goes wide, so he's going to be all over him. There we go, and that's the pass done for Marty Patella. Easy to get sucked out to that outside curb there from Michael Goman. I've found that a lot this week, and then it's quite a high curb, so the car just bottoms out going over the curb, and really you've got no choice but to bail out of the corner.
I think the problem with that curb is there's no runoff on it. It's basically just a curb and then drop off. So
yeah, absolutely.
Once you've got two wheels over it, you're pretty much stuck. But I see the guys taking a very wide line through the final corner. I mean, they're getting very close to that grass. If you put a wheel on that grass at this kind of speed, you're definitely spinning round. Marty's starting to pull away a little bit from Michael. Putting a little bit more pressure on Sam, but Sam seems to be soaking it up.
Yeah, it seems fairly similar up front as well. So it seems like the top four now have just made a little bit of a gap on Alex Simpson. He's dropped back from Ollie Picala now. They were in a fairly close little grouping a minute ago. So he's just going to be trying to, again, get into a rhythm, not make any little mistakes. Has Rocco Barone really gained much on Isaac Price in the last couple of laps? Maybe a little bit. You know, he seems a little bit closer. He's within sort of a second and a half or so now. But he certainly didn't gallop up to the back of him. So we'll see how that progresses as we go through. Michael Goman's actually doing pretty well to hang on to Marty Patella now that actually he's made that little error. So if he can just stay with him, he might well find himself to get drawn up to the back of Sam Kuma, and that may give him an opportunity for an extra position as well.
Yeah, looking at the lap times from the past few laps, I mean, I know it's the start of the race, but they're already in the 35s, these guys at the back. Whereas Sam's struggling, like I said, he's stuck in the 36s. Let's see what he is this time by. 35.9, so he is starting to pick it up. Is Sam Kumo. But what kind of lap times are we expecting once the fuel's burning off?
Well, already the leader is down to 1:34.5, so Isaac Price there. So that's quick pace already for what we're on lap 7. By the time we get to the end of the race, they should be quite comfortably into the 33s, if not a little bit higher, I think, from what I've seen in the previous races.
Yeah, Sam, this little battle here just at the back. Sam just seems to be soaking up like he was before, but it is bringing Marty closer and closer.
Yeah, and Ollie Picala up front is putting pressure now on Fabio Di Carmo as well for that third position, trying to make up for his mistake that he made earlier on. So again, if he can stay fairly close now through the second half of the circuit, then he's going to have a good run down the back straight and the pit straight. Yeah, so good exit from both Fabio Di Carmo and from Ollie Picala there as they come down the straight, but Fabio Di Carmo's just let him go. He's decided he doesn't want the pressure. So that was a bit of a shame, but logical, sensible from Fabio. He wasn't interested in getting drawn into a real battle and losing out on some big points that he could well have here, so he's decided just to settle for that fourth position. Ollie Picala now can go chasing after Rocco Barone and see if he can get back into that fight.
Yeah, just as they're coming onto the back straight, down in the back again with Sam Kumo and Marty Patella. Michael Goman put a wheel on the grass, so he's dropped off the back of this little battle, but he's still going. So Sam's started to pick his pace up, and he can see Jan Nizlowski just ahead of him, in 6th position.
And I think for Sam, really, I mean, like we saw with Michael Goman until he made that mistake, perhaps if Marty Patella gets past in the next lap or so, that could really give Sam something to chase and may help to pull him up towards Jan Zalewski.
Yeah, it's easier to chase than it is to be chased.
Yeah,
Sam
especially
just
on a
has a little
circuit like
wiggle.
this. Yeah, especially on a circuit like this with all the bumps and the curbs. You know, you don't want to be busy worrying about who's behind you. You need to concentrate on what's up ahead. So that could certainly make a difference. So really then, the top 6-7 cars all strung out along the back straight now. You have pretty even gaps between a lot of them, second half or so. Alex Simpson's made a little bit of time off Fabio Di Carmo after Fabio letting Ollie Picala through in the previous laps, but otherwise those top positions are all pretty well spread out. And Marty Patella looking up the inside of Sam Kumo as they go into the final corner, those different lines showing through quite clearly there. So this is really our one battle on track at the minute then, isn't it? Sam Kumo, Marty Patella, and seeing how long it's going to take Marty to get past. It's good that he has been patient so far, dealing with Michael Bowman before.
Who's that?
Who's in the wall, yeah. Rocco Barone, that was Rocco Barone. So Barone in the wall, out of the race. Wow, we'll get a replay of that in a moment, no doubt, if it's not up already, see what happened. But that's a shame, you know, he's obviously showed the pace, chasing after Isaac Price. Marty Patella's got a good run now, and Sam Kumo's ahead towards a hairpin. Sam doesn't go defensive, Marty Patella up the inside. Sam sees it coming, and it was all pretty calm, and Marty Patella gains another position there. Let's see now if Sam can chase and follow up towards Jan Zalewski.
Just having a little look back at Rocco Barone, it's just coming through turn 1, taking too much speed and hits the gravel stroke grass and nowhere to go. It just ends up spinning and hitting the wall on the other side.
Yeah,
so that does look like he's out, and in fact he is, he's just disconnected.
He's disconnected, yeah, so straight away, no comments, he's just out of the race. So yeah, Rocco Barone gone. Right, so as we're coming up to start lap 10 then, let's have a quick look. Isaac Price, P1, he's got a nice comfortable gap now, but he hasn't got Rocco Barone behind him. P2 is going to be Ollie Picala, again all on his own, nice big gap ahead and behind. Fabio Di Carmo then in 4th, with Alex Simpson not a million miles away then. Fabio Di Carmo in 3rd, Alex Simpson not that far behind in 4th. We've got Jan Zalewski then in 5th. Marty Patella now, of course, in 6th position, having got past Sam Kumo now in 7th. And then Michael Gome in 8th. Cyprian Broscoro in 9th. And Paolo Accurso rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, did we get the manoeuvre on Sam, or did we just miss it?
Yeah, it was, I think, during the replay, but yeah, it was into the hairpin. Marty Patella got a nice comfortable move done on Sam Kumo. Sam let him have the space, didn't turn in at all, and didn't lose too much time, hopefully.
So that does put Marty up into 6th position from all the way back in 18th. So he's our biggest mover. And could possibly still be on the move, chasing down Jan Zalewski now. So that does just string things out a little bit more, which makes it a bit difficult for us to commentate on.
Yeah, and again, I think perhaps our next potential for a battle is going to be Sam Kumo again. Michael Goman's made up for his little error early on, what, a few laps ago, 3 or 4 laps ago now, and he's made up a fair bit of time on Sam Kumo. So we'll see how that develops, and if he can continue to close through the next few laps.
Does look like we've got Troy Schultz back out on circuit, as I was just flicking back up forward. He's back down in 18th from turn 1 incident.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't manage to get through that first corner. I mean, so I think every race that I've seen so far at Sebring this week, we've had it since going into turn 1, lap 1. It's it's tough, but there's a lot of space on the entry. It just closes up perhaps on the exit, and that's where a lot of the time the confusion perhaps can develop.
So as things start to settle down, let's just have a quick run through the order. And we have Isaac Price in 1st position, with Ollie Picala in 2nd, Fabio Di Carmo in 3rd, Alex Simpson 4th, Jan Zalewski in 5th. Sorry, I'm very sorry for that, Jan. We have Marty Patella, who started in 18th up into 6th, Sam Kumo 7th, Michael Goman 8th, Capri in 9th, Paolo in 10th, Paul Nelson, who started 19th, he's up into 11th, Castrolado in 12th, Justin Lindsay 13th, and then we get into our lapped cars, which we've obviously got Rocco Barone, who's disconnected, we've got Troy Schultz, who's still lapping, and then I've not seen any of the others. That's
Right, and we're going to do a lap on board now, I think, then with Alex Simpson running in 4th position at the minute as he heads into turn 1. Very, very quick entry, of course, into turn 1, as we've been saying. And yeah, holding this line now for turn 3, hard on the brakes, take that inside line. The rear wants to step out a little bit there as they come now into this next left-hander. Again, tight to the left in the approach, hard on the power as they come underneath the bridge. Easy to get a little bit ambitious and get on the power too early there as they come now into the hairpin. You're going to brake at the 3 marker here, hard on the brakes, down all the way into first gear, cut that curb on the inside, straighten up the exit through the little kink as much as you can, just running over both the curbs on the left and on the right. Stay tight to the left now as they come into the next collection, down into second gear, tight to the right, the rear again wants to slide around and move around on you, and it's just trying to stay hard on the power coming out the exit as you're turning the whole time. It's very difficult. Into tower, very, very easy to lose the rear again, clip the curb on the inside, would really spit you wide. Alex did a good job, just missing the apex a little bit perhaps. Clipping the curbs now on the left as they come now into the next right-hander, again down into third gear. It's easy to run out wide. We saw Michael Goma get caught on that outside curb, and then straight in this last corner up as much as possible now onto the longest straight of the circuit. So just hard on power all the way. They'll be topping out in 7th gear as they come up to the end of the circuit, getting on for 300 kilometers an hour. Very, very quick now into here, so no use of the brakes, hard on the power all the way in until you just start banging it down the gears one at a time, let the engine do all the braking, and then running wide out into the grass on the outside, and that's a lap done, crossing over the start-finish line at Sebring.
Yeah, so as you predicted, Lee, we've got Michael Gorman catching to the back of Sam. He's not quite there yet, but he is within a second of Sam, so... Sam has again, he's getting quicker and quicker, is Sam. He's now hit a 35.025. So he's getting quicker, but Michael Gorman behind, he's just as quick, if not quicker.
Yeah, definitely closing a lot on the braking, and Michael Goma runs a little bit too deep, maybe misses the apex slightly, but it shouldn't cost him too much time. He kind of gained and lost within the same corner. But yeah, he's really within that dirty air now. We've seen how long it took Marty Patella to get by these guys, and obviously we expect him to be a fair chunk quicker. So it's Michael Goma just needs to pressure Sam and really see if there's going to be a mistake from him for him to capitalise on. Otherwise, there's frankly not probably going to be a huge amount Michael will be able to do.
In fact, we do have Marty on the back of Jan now. So again, that's another little battle that is developing.
Yeah, he's bridged that gap pretty quickly in the last couple of laps. I wonder if Jan's just made a little bit of a mistake somewhere just to allow Marty to close up a fair chunk quicker.
Jan has been lapping consistently 35s, whereas Marty's low 35s to mid 34s. But he had a little bit of a squirrely moment there coming through the final corner, which has set him back a bit. So all that work he's just done, he's now got to make back up again.
Yeah, so really the front two are in a little bit of a race of their own at the minute with their lap times. They're both running in the high 33s. Ollie Picard just fractionally faster in the last lap. Whereas Fabio Giacomo, Alex Simpson are running in mid 34s. And as we were just looking at, as you were just telling us, Jan Zadowski running 35 flats. And then fairly similar from Sam Kumo and Michael Goman running very low 35s or flat 35s. So, a little bit of groupings going on, but a fair range in terms of pace between what was that, 1st position and 8th position. We're looking at a good couple of seconds difference per lap.
Yeah, so it does seem like we've got possible 3 little battles going on now. If we step back from Sam and Michael, we've got Caprian and Paolo, who are both within a second of each other. Now further back, everything just seems to be spread out a lot more.
Yeah, I think further back than that, really, it's everyone limping around with their damage that they sustained in the first lap, I think.
In fact, we've got Isaac coming up on some back markers. I'll back my car. I think that might be Justin Lindsay in front.
Michael Goman's very, very close coming into turn 1, as close as he'd been. He actually looked like he misjudged it a little bit there. He was maybe surprised, maybe got off-sighted a little bit by Sam's car coming into turn 1. He had to really back out of it quite a lot and lost all of that time he spent the last couple of laps trying to claw up on Sam.
I think Jan has also noticed that Marty's behind him and he's picked his pace up. He's now in a 34.8. Last time by, but Marty's still quicker by a tenth. So there's little battles developing here, there and everywhere. But I think still the closest is between Sam and Michael Goman. But we are 15 laps into this 30 race, so we are halfway through.
Yeah, we're going to keep seeing those times dropping away. I mean, every lap they're shaving a tenth or so off, it seems. So the cars are getting quicker and quicker the whole time with the fuel dropping off. And of course, tyre wear isn't a particular issue as normal in the F1 car, so just keeping that rhythm.
Just having a quick look at the lap times of the guys at the front. Ollie Becara was a 34.1 that last lap round. Isaac Price was a 34.4.
So it looks like they both lost a little bit of time, and perhaps getting past Justin Lindsay there, was it? Because they were in the high 33s in the previous run. So Marty Patella very, very close to the back of Jan Zlowski now as they come up towards the hairpin. I think we're going to see a move here from Marty Patella. He's going to look to go up the inside. Jan Zlowski probably is going to be fair like Sam was, but no, deep on the brakes. Marty Patella doesn't really get the opportunity, so Jan Zlowski holds on to that position there coming out the hairpin. You know, he didn't just give it away, you know, he's holding on to it. And so really, you know, Marty Patella just needs to be patient now coming through this next little section of the circuit. Just stay tucked up behind him as close as you can and wait for the two main straights on the circuit. Very different lines for the two of them there as they come through turn 16 it was there. Marty Patella's done a decent job of sticking close to Jan through those last few corners. So they've got the fast sweepers now before they get to the back straight. And again, different lines from the two of them there as they come through the first section. Alright, and then good entry into the corner for Marty Patella, but a little bit wide on the exit, so he loses that time he gained. We got a little bit of draft, but he lost out a little bit on the exit there.
Yeah, both a similar line through the final corner, but Marty's gone very wide.
Yeah, it's probably just, you know, the understeer from being tucked up behind that car. You know, he's not got the grip available at the front of the car, so just pushing him wide on those exits. Did a decent job through turn 1 though, so if he can hang through these couple of tighter corners now, close behind, then he could have a decent chance again as they come up towards the hairpin, as we saw in the previous lap. But he's not quite as close as he was before, so he's going to have to wait for another lap.
So is that possibly the only passing place, do you think, Lee?
Yeah, I think into the hairpin is the clear-cut passing place, certainly. So that's really the main opportunity that they should be expecting and searching for and building towards, spending the lap trying to close as much as they can. Otherwise, yeah, it's conceivable into turn 10 as well. Yeah, it's a heavy braking zone into from a reasonable straight. But really, then the two main long straights in the corners and the corners at the end of them rather, they've no braking zones for them, so there's no opportunity really to be able to make a move.
So Marty's just setting up again for another lap. You can see the little battle just behind these two guys with Sam still.
Yeah, so it's pretty similar for both of them, isn't it? You know, it just seems like it's that dirty air that they're stuck in and not able to really progress from there. Both similar gaps as they come through. So really, you know, elsewhere on the circuit, it's all status quo. Everyone else has got these gaps, not really any opportunity for moves, just banging in the laps and seeing if anyone else makes an error like we saw from Rocker earlier in the race. So Martin
Marty's...
Pasella getting he got a decent run out of that corner, so he's kind of close now as they come up to the hairpin, but nothing like close enough. But certainly he showed that he can get a decent exit coming out of that corner. So it's tough being under that pressure lap after lap. So for both Jan Zalowski and for Sam Kumo, this is a tricky circuit to drive this F1 car around for a couple of laps, let alone 30 laps, and it's all that bit harder when we're. Sorry, I was just seeing that was Justin Lindsay, not Alex Simpson there pulling off to the side, so that was good. Well, not for Justin.
He actually spun off to the side. I was just flicking through those stand-ins, but yeah, he did well to stay out of the way of these guys coming through. Down in 13th is Justin.
Michael Goman as close as he's been for a little while on Sam Kumo as well, so give him another lap or so and he could well be given a sniff on Sam as he closes quite a lot coming down the straight there. So the draft or the aero difference between the two cars having quite an effect as they come through towards the final corner. And even Michael Goman gets a decent exit coming out as well, so he's going to close, but it won't be enough as they come towards turn 1. I'm frankly a little bit surprised that Marty Patella's struggled so much to get past Jan here. I mean, obviously Jan Zalowski is a quick driver. We've seen him here in these strength of field races, but it's Marty Patella's. He's not had an easy time of it.
Yeah, just watching this little battle between Sam and Michael. Sam seems to get the pull on him through the first sector. So he does pull away into the first of the hairpins, so... But Michael's strong everywhere else on the track.
Okay, so now that we're coming up to lap 20, let's have a quick run through the standings again. Isaac Price in P1, and actually Ollie Picala has closed quite significantly on Isaac Price since I last had a look. So there was 3 tenths between the two of them in a lap time on the previous lap. So that was a fair chunk for Ollie Picala to take out. So that could be our next battle to be watching. So Isaac Price at the moment in first, Ollie Picala in second, Fabio Di Carmo third, with Alex Simpson just keeping a nice comfortable gap behind in fourth. Fifth is Jan Zalowski still being hounded every single lap by Marty Pasella in sixth. Sam Kumo 7th again, being hounded by Michael Goman in 8th, very close behind. Cyprian Brascoro is 9th, and Paolo Accurso is still running out our top 10. But yeah, so, and a little bit wide there for Sam Kumo coming out of turn 1. Michael Goman looks to go up the inside, but thinks better of it. It was a little bit too far back. But it certainly was a sniff of an opportunity there as Sam ran a little bit wide out into the grass. Same place, in fact, where we saw, of course, Rocco Barone lose it and then knock him in the wall. Yeah, so I think we've got potential here for the lead in the next couple of laps. So Ollie Picala really has managed to keep this pace going, whereas maybe Isaac Price has just dropped off a little bit. So whether it is a problem with tyres or setup or just a little bit of concentration as they come through the second half of the race, but it doesn't look like Ollie Picala's gone quicker. It just looks like that Isaac Price's pace has just dropped off that a little bit.
Yeah, his last 2 laps he was back into the 34s, albeit very low 34s, but still it is that little gap that does bring Ollie back up. So we're now heading over to lap 21, sorry. Isaac did just post a 33.7.
Yeah,
pretty
but
much
Ollie
matching
Picala
his
again,
fastest, actually.
3 tenths quicker again from Ollie Picala, so a 33.4 from Ollie on that one. So you're right, Isaac picked it up, but it wasn't enough. Ollie Picala is feeling confident. He wants his 3rd win from 3 races in the splits this week, and really stamping his dominance again on the series if he can manage that.
We've got Marty right underneath Jan's gearbox here, coming through turn 1, 2, 3.
And again, he just needs the final corner as they come now onto the straight for the hairpin. Very different lines from the two of them, just too wide from Marty Pasella, I think. But actually, he managed to get a reasonable exit, so he didn't lose out too much, but it could have been quite a lot better. Oh, Fabio Di Carmo runs wide. Alex Simpson's going to be looking for that 3rd position. Alex Simpson gives him loads and loads of space to make sure of it, plays it safe. And Alex Simpson moves up a position into third. So it looks like Fabio Di Carmo just ran deep onto the brakes there, coming into turn, what are we at, 14, 13, something like that. And just managed to keep out the wall, but yeah, very wide. So Alex Simpson up into third.
Yeah, and Alex will be thankful of that, but he'll have to hold that position. As Fabio is a quick guy, we know. So Alex will soon be feeling the pressure, if he isn't already. But Ollie's right underneath Isaac's gearbox again. Coming through 1, 2, going to 3 on the brakes.
Oh, and yeah, and as is Marty Pasella. Marty Pasella side by side with Jan Zalowski coming through the final corner. Marty Pasella pushed Lan a little bit wide coming out there. Got themselves a bit both out of shape really, but looks like he's going to manage to hold on to the position. So Marty Pasella finally managed to make the move on Jan Zalowski, but Jan Zalowski comes back to him. Turn 1, takes a tight line on the inside, managed to hang in there side by side for a little while, but didn't quite manage to hang in. So yeah, so finally then from Marty Pasella, that's that position gained. And,
oh, Marty's off!
so he spent all that time fighting and pushing to get by, finally manages it, and then makes an error all by himself.
I was not expecting that from the guy. He just got up on the curb. Nothing he could do.
I have to say, it does make me feel a lot better about my own driving when I make those same sort of mistakes. I know that the World Championship drivers can easily do the same thing. So it looks like Isaac Price now has managed just to hold the gap now on Ollie Picala for the last lap or so. You know, he's keeping a little bit of a gap still of a second or so, considering how close Ollie was behind just a couple of laps ago. So really then, that's chilled things out a little bit with Marty Pasella having his little incident. I mean, Sam Kumo and Michael Goman, yeah, okay, we've still got a little bit of a battle there, but Michael's not really been able to make any inroads. But I say that, Sam has a bit of a wiggle coming out of the last corner onto the back straight there, but Michael Goman's not really in a position to be making a move at the minute. And otherwise then, it's just waiting to see if Ollie Picala can gain and claw his way back up to Isaac Price and really give him a good hard race for this win in the last, what we're going to be, 7 laps.
Yeah, it'd be quite difficult though for...
Oh, no, just say that. Yeah, you're right. He loses the rear coming out the hairpin. So we said about getting on the power and straightening that exit up as much as possible, and Isaac just got a little bit wide. So that's really given a sniff now for Ollie Picala. Again, Ollie just needs to stay tight and close through the second half of the lap and see if he can get a good run in him coming down the straights.
Yeah, you can see that Isaac's having a problem with his rears. He's wiggling here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, so Ollie Picala's just ended up dropping back a little bit through those sequence corners in, so he's not going to be able to make a move quite yet unless there's another error from Isaac Price. And then it looks like our battle between Sam Kumo and Michael Goman has well and truly cooled off. Now Michael Goman just made a little bit of an error at some point in that last lap and has dropped back by a good couple of seconds or so now. So that means then, makes our life easy for now. We can focus all our attention on Ollie Picala closing again on Isaac Price. Just a couple of tenths between them as they cross the start-finish line. Very, very close going into turn 1. So a little bit of a different entry there from the two of them. Ollie runs a little bit wide, just touches the gravel on the outside. And again, let's see if he can get a good run coming out this next corner. Get onto the straight for the hairpin. So really, I mean, although we've seen maybe Isaac's pace drop off just a little bit, if he doesn't make any real errors, then it's going to be tough for Ollie to be able to make a move. He just needs to get good exits coming out the corners each time, and really there's not going to be a huge amount that Ollie Picala is going to be able to do about it.
Yeah, Ollie is showing himself in his mirrors. You can see with these static cams, the kind of lines that they're taking. Flat out through the run here. Ollie's hounding him.
Yeah, so he's done a better job this time, staying much closer now. Good entry into that last corner as well. It's going to be much, much closer coming onto the straight. So let's see the effect of any differences in aero or in draft. Isaac goes defensive already. Yeah, absolutely. So Ollie Picardo's going to try around the outside again. There is an opportunity for different lines. He is up ahead as they enter the corner, and Isaac Price was quite cautious coming through the middle there, trying to hang on to the outside. But Ollie Picardo gets the move done. Great move, right? Let's see if Isaac Price can come back at him. So into turn one, he's going to go up the inside a little bit. He's going to try and turn in early, try and hold that line. Oh, so close between them as they come through the entry. But again, there's not much Isaac could have done. Ollie Picardo holds on to that position. Great move. Oh, and Isaac just gets a little bit of a wiggle on the rear on the brakes coming into turn 3 there. Yeah, so it was a good example then of the different lines between the cars in that final corner. It felt like Isaac Price went quite cautious in the middle, but perhaps it was just a difference of a line, and actually then he got a much better drive coming out of the corner. Not giving up, he's hanging in there, he's still staying close behind, see if he can get a run himself down the next straight.
Yeah, I think it might have just been the fact that Isaac was on the shallower line on the entry. And he didn't have the option to run it wide through the corner. But yeah, we can see Isaac now, he's still holding on to Ollie, is Isaac.
Yeah, so we may see a little bit of an upturn in pace from Isaac. I mean, as we've been saying already, much easier to follow than to be the one doing the leading. Gives you something to chase, no one distracting you in your mirrors, so we shall see how it plays out. Both running very, very wide, coming out of that corner, as wide as they could possibly get, right to the very edge of that outside curb. Both got away with it.
So the current run now for lap 26 of 30. Ollie's pulled that gap out to near enough a second already. So it just looks like Isaac's having some troubles with his car. Just not feeling it. He seems to be sliding out a lot more as well, which is obviously heating the tyres up, giving him less grip. So there's nothing really much happening other than that little battle at the front.
Yeah, though Michael Goman has made inroads into Sam Kumo again, so after his little error a few laps ago, he's managed to close that gap again. So it seemed that Michael Goman's had the pace on Sam Kumo probably the whole race, to be fair, but little errors here and there have cost him a second or two, and really have meant he's had to keep reclosing that gap every time again. But yeah, Sam back under a lot of pressure again now.
Yeah, I think Sam just had a bit of a bad lap that last lap. From what I have been seeing on the forums as well, didn't Sam lose his rear wing in one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a tough time with it as well. Again, instance going into turn 1, I think.
In fact, we may have another little battle just further back from these two. We have Caprian and Ricardo Castellado.
Oh yeah, and Caprian runs very, very wide out over the grass there as they head into turn 16. So Ricardo's got to have a good opportunity coming down the next long straight as they head towards the end of the lap. Ricardo looks a lot more confident coming through those fast corners there. As you said earlier on the previous lap, they're completely flat through there, and it looked like he was able to carry a lot more momentum as they come through. That's given Ricardo a much better exit coming out of that final corner onto the back straight. He's going to be closing all the way down, looking into the inside quite early. Ciprian doesn't bother go defensive. He gives up on a position quite early and just lets Ricardo go.
Yeah, no, Ollie's in front. He's actually just set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:32.969. So he's not letting off his Ollie. He wants to put this back to bed. He's definitely going for it. Sam's still getting hounded by Michael.
Yeah, and I can imagine Michael maybe getting a little bit impatient soon as well. I mean, he, again, like I've been saying, he knows he's got the pace, and yet he hasn't been able to even really attempt to move on Sam the whole race. So let's see if he forces issue a little bit with 3 laps to go now.
Ollie Pagara again. 132.7. So he must be feeling very comfortable with his car and setup. To be this late in the race and still banging those laps in. Got 2 laps remaining.
Michael Goman shaping up into turn 1 now. Is Sam Kuma going to stay defensive? Yeah, Sam Kuma stays all the way over to the left. Michael Goman is going to have to try and go around the outside if he wants to make this move stick. Very different lines from the two of them. Michael Goman going to sweep all around the outside and completes the move. Wow, straight round the outside of Sam Kuma there in turn 1. Sam was very fair. He wasn't sure perhaps exactly where Michael was and gave him a lot of space. He could have been a fair bit more aggressive with it, but again, safe. They both make another lap. Michael Goman finally managed to make the move done. So that's Michael Goman up into P6.
Yeah, it's quite difficult actually to keep the inside line. It gets very bumpy close to the wall, which I did think we saw Sam's car bobbling up and down. So he would have had to take a little bit more speed off than what he thought he could carry through. Yeah, that puts Sam back down into 7th position. I'm pretty sure he'll still be happy with that though.
Yeah,
started 11th.
It'll be some good solid points in this strong strength of field race. Be interesting to see what the numbers are at the end of the session, because we had a good, especially a top 10. We had the top 10 biggest drivers really in the series starting this race. So really, that's looking like end of race now. I mean, there's a potential for a little bit of a battle for the last couple of points in the top 10 positions between Pescara and between Accurso. Accurso's closed a fair bit in the last laps, but really otherwise we're not going to see any other battles unless there's an error from somebody else. So yeah, penultimate lap now.
Just as I was flicking through, I come back around to Ollie and he was very sideways coming through the left-right just after the hairpin. But he's still pushing very hard, he's Ollie. Last lap again, fastest one of the race, 132.6. He's just leaving Isaac in his wake. There's nothing Isaac can do. He's trying his best. Lap 27 was a 133.2, which is his quickest one. So he runs a little bit deep, does Isaac? And then just behind those two, we've got Alex Simpson in 3rd, Fabio in 4th. Jan still in 5th. And Michael Goman, we know, has just got past Sam in 6th. Sam obviously in 7th. Castroledo in 8th. Caprian is in 9th, who's getting chased down a little bit actually from Paolo, who's in 10th.
Yeah, Paolo was nearly a second quicker on the previous lap, so of course he's running out of laps now, but he's managed to close a fair chunk in his last 5 laps or so.
And then we're into our lapped cars, which the first one is Paul Nelson up in 11th. He'll be happy with that, starting 19th with no qualifying time. And we've got Justin Lindsay, who got caught up in turn 1 incident in 12th, so he'll be happy again. And then we've got down to our retirees. In fact, no, sorry, we've got Troy Schultz, who's still running. And then we've got our retirees of Marty, Rocco, Jorg, Mark Ursel, Louise, and Anton Hegelin.
Right then, so Ollie Picala, just one more corner to go, and that's going to be win number 3 from the week. Again, dominant display. We've seen a couple of those now from Ollie through the second half of the season, especially 3 from 3. He's going to be very happy with this, I'm sure, as he comes over the start-finish line. Ollie Picala wins the strength of field race for Sunday night as he weaves across the circuit to show his emotions. Isaac Price comes across in second, then disappointed perhaps with the losing out on the win, but happy with the points, I'm sure. Alex Simpson, podium position 3rd. Fabio Di Carmo kicking himself maybe a little bit for that error, 10 laps ago or so, finishing in 4th. Jan Siglowski then coming down the back straight, looking like he should be getting his position for 5th. as he comes around the final corner. Michael Goman hanging on to 6th position with Sam Kumo following behind in 7th. And Riccardo Castellodo runs wide coming out of the penultimate corner just for good measure on the final lap. But it looks like he's gathered it all back up and should be coming across the line in 8th. Ciprian Brasco looks like he's going to hold on to this position as well to out Paolo Accurso quite comfortably. So that'll be 9th and 10th position then for Paolo Accurso. So, some great little battles through the race, great little pairings, cooled off a fair bit I suppose towards the end of the race, but considering Sebring, it's a tough circuit to be overtaking that. Actually, the guys did a decent job of giving us a bit of a show.
Yeah, like we said, we had some good battles, some good pressure. Pretty much some long race battles as well.
Yeah, Michael Goman no doubt would be delighted to have finally made that move on Sam Kumo. Took him all race long practically to get it done.
So that's the end of that. Just waiting for the guys to come up for interviews. I'm not sure if Darren wants to have a flick to a commercial break while we're just waiting for this.
Well, whilst we're waiting for anybody to come up and join us, it'll give me a chance to have a quick run through the standings for our Race to Pro, which I didn't get through at the beginning of the race. Remember, this is as of the end of last week, so we've still got this week's results to come in and affect it. But as of the end of last week, Oli Bicala still in that first position for the standings for the Race to Pro, comfortably out in front. Second, we had Juha Abe. Third was Jorn Jens, not seen him around this week. Fourth was Fabio Di Carmo. Fifth was Alex Simpson. Sixth was Javier Sosso. Again, he's not run this week, I believe. He's away. Troy Schultz in 7th. Isaac Price in 8th. Rocco Barone 9th. And Antoine Higlin is in 10th. So you're going to see a little bit of movement in there. But again, Oli Picala showing he's at the top of the standings for a reason again. Dominant display this week.
I do believe we're going to have the first corner incident on replay, just as Oli Picala joins TeamSpeak. So let's just grab Ollie up actually while that's playing through. Good evening, Ollie.
Good evening. What's up, guys?
Obviously from the tone of your voice you're very happy with that one.
Yeah, obviously I messed up my opening laps, and after Karmo passed me I was thinking that maybe I don't win this, but that was after hard work I could deliver the victory, and man, I'm happy.
No, quite rightly so, Ollie. Well done. You know, 3 from the week. You were relieved, I'm sure, to manage to keep it out the wall after your little spin of the rears, I guess, coming out of turn 16.
Yeah, it was that I hit a little bit of grass and then almost span there, and man, I had a few moments there. And in the back straight, I thought that my car were broken after Rocco hit me into the rear, but luckily it didn't. Rocco got past me after I made my own mistake, and I was surprised after Rocco made in the turn 1 exit that the mistake, and yeah, made it to, this was third race for me today, was it, and yeah, it seems to be noticed that this is quite hard after 3 races.
So go on,
Sorry. You was in front of the turn 1 incident. Have you had any chance to have a look back at that?
So where Rocco hit to the wall, or?
No, very first, from the start finish. Straight from the go. There was a little incident. Antoine Higlin, I think, and Troy Schultz.
Yeah, let's check it out. I'm watching Antoine Higlin.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on board with Fabio at the minute. Looks like Fabio was on the middle of Alex Simpson and Antoine.
Yeah, I think it's typical race incident. It's very hard when you're basically there were 4 wide in that corner, and maybe Antoine was a little bit of aggressive, and I don't know if he knew that there were 2 cars, Alex and Fabio inside. So comparing to that, he left too little room and went with a really high speed to the turn 1. Maybe a bit too aggressive by Antoine, but yeah, hard to say. Could be race incident also. Bad luck.
Well, next week, of course, Ollie, we're going to be at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. A favourite, of course, between pretty much everyone I speak to. Same for yourself. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're gonna get very, very good races over there, and I think that WCS drivers are attending and participating in that week because Spa it's really, really nice track to compete. And I think we will maybe see some medium downforce setups for next week, hopefully. And hopefully guys will do pit stops. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it really, really much.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well, Ollie. So congratulations again for your 3rd win of the week. Again, dominant display. We shall look forward to seeing you at Spa.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you for the stream, and greetings to Risto and Teemu and Levi and Alexi and Anna. Yeah, thank you guys, and see you again.
Cheers,
Thank you. Bye. So next in the commentary box and joining us, we've got Alex Simpson. Delighted, no doubt, to manage to get through the carnage at the start and get a podium position, 3rd place. Good evening, Alex.
Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, very, very happy with that. Got a really good start. Had to get out of it actually. Rocco come over and defended the line, but actually in a way it pushed me up the inside and out the way of all the carnage. So for a change, luck was on my side, and I got a good start.
And then luck played a part as well, of course, with Fabio Di Carmo just running deep into turn 13 and gifting you. You were there and you and put yourself in that position, but gave yourself that podium place at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, Fabio's pace was really, really quick. I could run just a little bit quicker, but what I found is that I would get to about 1.2, 1.3 seconds, and then I would just get like the wake of dirty air, but not enough to pick up any sort of slipstream to get any advantage. And I was probably only a 1/10 of a second a lap quicker, if that. So it just wasn't enough. So I was sort of almost holding station, just pushing as hard as I could, just to try and keep the pressure on and make a mistake. And I think at the end he even posted, just say he couldn't live with the pressure in the end, and he made that one mistake. And after that I had the clean air and I was able to push a little bit, and my spotter come across and just said, you know, you've got 5 laps to go, just take it easy and bring it home, and keep the 3rd place because I'm not going to catch any of the front 2. So that's what we did, and yeah, I'm happy. I think I scored 1 more point than yesterday, so woohoo!
Well, it was definitely worthwhile you doing, and that was going to be my next question of how do we do for points. So next week, of course, Alex, Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. We're hoping for a good turnout, of course. You know, with the favourite circuit, really, of course, between the F1 drivers. Ollie was telling us that we're expecting the World Championship drivers as well, of course, next week. They've all got setups from their own races early in the season, so it should be a good week.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great week, and I think Ollie's right there. They've already had their race, so yeah, there's no reason why they won't turn up. Obviously, probably won't see them on the Saturday with their race, but certainly the soft race on Sunday, I'm sure they'll be there all day.
Well, congratulations again on your podium then, Alex, and we shall look forward to seeing a similar result from you next week.
Yeah, hope so. Thanks guys, thanks for broadcasting. See you then.
Okay, bye. Right, so that's going to be us wrapping up again, I think, for this evening, guys. So week 10 of the iRacing Grand Prix Series is coming to a close. Before we go, of course, we need to quickly run through our thanks to our sponsors. So we've got GT Omega Racing, who have been our main sponsors for our existence, really, providing prizes for a couple of the series that we run outside of the iRacing Grand Prix Series. Thanks, of course, as well to Sim News Daily. Go and check out their daily news for your sim racing fix. ARL providing the hosting for our external series. Go and check out the GP216 and the V8 series that we run. And then don't forget you can find us as well on Twitter and on Facebook and all of those normal sort of places. You can catch up on any old streams on YouTube, of course, as well through our YouTube channel. So, Dean, next week, Sparkle Funk Shop, you're going to be around?
Possibly. I'm moving out next week, and I should possibly have the internet back for Sunday, so maybe touch and go.
Cool. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you then. As I said, we're expecting big grids, big fields next week. Probably going to split 3 ways, I guess, for Sunday strength and field race. So hopefully, if everybody can get through less sauce on turn 1, we'll have a good, exciting race to commentate. Thank you for joining us, guys. Thank you to Darren for running the cameras. Thank you for Dean keeping me company. And I shall see you all again next week.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatic, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing.